Hey, what's up everyone? In this video we'll be looking into the Vue 3. It's just been released yesterday, so I thought of doing a to-do application using the Vue 3. So the demo application will look like this. On the left side it will show the list of to-dos, and we can add a to-do from the right hand side. Okay, so it's like this. Uh, so if we type and hit enter, it will add a to-do. So if we add it like this, so we can add the to-dos like this and it will be showing on the top. So after that, so we can mark a to-do as done, so it will change the color into green, and we can also undo that, so we can mark as undone. So similarly we can also delete a to-do. So if we click on this remove icon, then the to-do will be deleted. So this is what we will be building using the Vue 3. So I have just made these two nabs just for testing, so we can switch between the two nabs. Okay, so for the styling I'll be using Tailwind Css. So let's begin. So first of all, what you need to do is you need to install Node.js. So for that, so currently I am in Linux, so for the Windows and Mac users, they can easily find some tutorials, good tutorials on YouTube showing how to install the Node.js, but also I'll be showing here how to do that. Just overview. So if we search on the install Node.js and go to this nodejs.org/download website, so we can see here we can download the Node.js from here. So if we click on this Mac installer, then it will download a Mac installer. Just install it by clicking on the next, and similarly for the Windows users, they can also click here and just download the LTS version. And for those who are using Linux, they can do it like this. So what they have to do is, first of all, let's go to the terminal and sudo apt run this command. So it will search for all the dependencies and updated versions. So since I have done all these steps already, so I'll only be showing you commands how to do that. So after running this, to run this command, then after that run this command sudo so you can sudo apt install Node.js and npm. After this, click on enter and it will install the Node.js and npm. Also you can use you can install yarn by side. You can do it like this, sudo. You can also install the yarn like this. Since the Vue, since we will be using the Vue CLI to build the Vue applications, and by default it will be using yarn, so it will be very good to install that one as well. So after that, you can check whether it is installed or not like this node. You can click like this and it will show the version, as well as for npm also you can show npm -- version, then it will also show the version, and if it shows, then it's working correctly. So after that, what you need to do is you need to install the Vue globally. So if you go to the Vue documentation, and you can see here either you can use yarn or npm, that's your choice. So if we go we can use yarn for in this case. So if I do it like this, copy and paste and enter, it will install Vue CLI globally in our system. So I have already done this. It will take it will just take a couple of seconds, maybe 20-30 seconds, and it will be installed on your system. After that, what we have to do is now we can create a new project using the Vue CLI. So if you go here in the Vue CLI documentation and click on get started, you can see on the installation part So you can see the same process here, and global analyze. So after doing that, you can check whether it is installed or not by typing this command view minus minus version. So if it shows the version, then it is correctly installed on our system. So after that, we can create a project, new project. So let's create a new project named this. Okay, so in the YouTube, I'll copy and paste, and let us give it a name, view create to do. So here we can I have already done this previously, so it is showing the old presets. Now since you might be doing this first time, so go in this section, manually just select arrow keys to go up and down, and go to the manually select features, then click on enter. Then you can also again go up and down by using the arrow keys up and down, and let's select the features that we need. So let us select. So you can select the feature by using the space button. So if you see click on the space bar, it will select, and if you again click on the space bar, it will deselect. So let us click on the router. We will need the view router in this case. Also we'll not need any other features for now, so we are just using making a simple to do. So let's go, and now let's hit enter now, and go and select the 3x for now. So use history mode. Let's now just enter yes, and select the first one. No, I don't want to save it as a preset. So if you save it as a preset, then as you have seen before, it will show up when creating a new Vue project. So I'll not save this for now. So now it's installing. So as you can see, now it is installed. So as you can see, it uses the yarn, so I recommended you to install the yarn. So now the project is inside the to-do folder. So let's cd into the to-do folder, and let's run the yarn serve. So if we click on this, so type the yarn serve, it will be opening our project in the localhost. So click on the first URL here, and now you can see the Vue welcome application. So here is a home page and about us page, and this is the previous application that I told you that we will be building. Now if you go on the to do, and let's open this in a code. VS Code. Okay, so you can see here under the src folder there is app.vue. So here we have okay, let me allow this. So here we have this home and about. So this home and about is showing this home and about. For now, let me remove this. We'll be removing all those default stylings from here. So now they will be gone. Also, we can see this home part. Inside the views, we can see here about and home page. So this is the home page data that we were seeing here, all this part. So let me remove these as well. So for now, let me only write the home page over here. Let me remove this component as well. And this component was inside this components folder, so let me remove this as well. And if you go to the about us section, so here also we'll write about us page. Okay, let's bring back that router, and let's remove other styles. And now if you see here, we have this home and about us route and home and about us, and if we go there in our application, then we can see home and about us, and if you click on the about and the home page, this will show the respective pages. So when you click on home, it will show us the home page, home view, and if you click on about, it will give us this about view. So all these things are defined inside this router index.js file. So here you can see, if we go to the slash route, it will take us to the home component, which is defined in views home. Similarly, if we go slash about, it will take us to this views slash views about view, which is views about dot view component. So I think that's clear. Okay, so all the designing parts I will be taking from my old project. Okay, so if I go here and select my old project, and you can see here so for that, first of all, I need to install Tailwind Css, since we are using Tailwind Css for the design. So let me open the terminal and add the Tailwind CSS. And then we can run this command npx tailwind init after that, and it will create this tailwind.config.js file, and which will have some settings. So we'll keep all these settings default. Now also we need to create one file, which is, if you look in our old project, this is our old project, and you can see postcss.config.js file, and we need these settings so that all those Tailwind CSS could be compiled. If you don't know about Tailwind CSS, then please don't worry, you can write your custom CSS as well. So if we postcss.config.js, here we'll paste these settings. Now we can import the Tailwind CSS. So we can create one here inside the assets, src assets, main.css. And also if you go to the Tailwind CSS documentation and look at the installation part, we can see here we can add these utilities. If we add this like this, then all the classes will be available in our in the build file. So after adding these files, what we need to do is we need to go to the app.vue, sorry, not this, we need to go to the main.js, and we need to import this, import assets main.css. So if we do this, all those SSC file, all those these three will be compiled into the CSS classes. Okay, now the Tailwind CSS is set up. Now if we go to the app dot, then we have this navbar component. So let me take that from my old project. And paste it here. This container component is not there, so we'll remove this by adding a div, and the class is like this. So now if we need to rebuild rebuild our yarn. So it is showing some error, element is missing the int tag. Oh yeah, so I forgot to add the nav tag over here. So if I save that, it's working correctly, I think so. If you go to the to-do and refresh, then we can see here the nav bar is showing correctly. Okay, so I'll add all those designs and I'll come back. Okay guys, I have added the design over here. So as you can see here, it is the app view. So it is the just the navigation part and the router view. And if we go to the so we can see here there are two routes. One is views, one is home view and to-dos view. I have removed the about view. So in the to-dos view, you can see only the design part is over here, so nothing is there in the script part. Similarly for the home page, there is nothing, only the some text. So if you are wondering about how is these views being rendered when we click on this, suppose let's say I am clicking on home, then it is showing the home page and to-dos. So here in the app view, you can see this is the navigation part, which is always be shown. And previously I have shown that it is switched from the router index.ps. So all these views, these to-dos views component and this home component will be added in this router view component. This thing will be replaced by those components, okay, when we click on the those navs. So now let's work on the functionality part. So for that, let me go to the to-do section. Okay, so in the view 2, what we used to do is only do and add our logic here. But if we look in the view 3, we should do it in a different way. We have to wrap it inside a function, which is define component. So as you can see, it is imported over here from the view. So now before in the view 2, we have to define the reactive data into the data key, but now there is a different way of doing it. It also works in the view 3, but there is a different way, like composition API. We have a setup method where we can define our reactive properties. So in the to-do application, we can have a list of to-dos. So let us do. There are two ways of defining a reactive property. One is ref and other is reactive. For a single value, we can add it inside the ref, but if it needs an object or an array, we need to make it from the reactive function. So as you can see, it is being already imported here inside the reactive. What we can do is we can define an empty array. Now this to-dos will be reactive. Okay, so but what we need to do is for this to-do to be available in the view, we have to return it. So this the key on the left side will be available on our top view, and this to-do is this to-do. So since we are using ES6, so we are using ES6 and these two are same, we can just remove this part and it will work the same way. Okay, now these to-dos will be available in this view. So let us add some items. Let's say text, and let us say created as new date. Now if we go to the above section here, So this is the first the to do name, and this is the timestamp, and these are the buttons. So what we need to do is we need to loop on this thing. So for that, let me write for to do's and we have to give a key which should be unique. So we can give index. If we give index, if you don't give this key or value, then it will be difficult for you to re-render this view when any property changes. So now let's replace this with to do dot txt text. This we have defined over here to do, and next is created at. Let's say dot to string. So this curly brace, double curly braces opening and double curly braces closing, there are two parts. So if we keep any properties inside this, then it will display as a value. Okay, so let me save it. Now let me view it over here. So you can see here it is a first to do and it is showing the date time. So just to confirm, let me rename as to and save and see here. So it is changing first to do. So you can see here whatever we may write here, it's showing up in the view section. Okay, also to know whether to do is done or not, we also need another property over here. So let's say done equals to false by default. Okay, so now by default it will be false. Okay, so now for now let us remove this one. Now it will not show any to do. Okay, so before it was, this part was sorry, you don't have any tasks was showing, and also the list of tasks was showing. So let us only show this part when there are no any to do's. So there is a v if here. All the template part is same as view 2. So if it is length is 0, if there are no to do's, then we'll show this. So it is showing up here. Now let's work on adding a to do. So we can see here, where is the add to do? Here is add to do. Okay, for that we need to define, and this input is this input. Now for that, let us create okay, let's say to do text over here. Now this is a single value, so we can add it inside a ref. To do text, so ref, and what we can define it as an empty value. So you can see here it is also imported over here, and we have to export it. As I said, if it is exported, then only it will be visible over here. Okay, the text is also exported. Now it will be binded to the whatever we type. Now to add a to do, what we have to do is when we type something and hit enter, it should go and be visible over here. So for that, now let's go here and write @click add to do. Okay, now we have to create a function. So that is a function, so we have to create a function over here. Now what will this do? This will add a to do to this to do's list. Okay, so let us add this dot your to do's, sorry, not this, to do's dot. So what we need to do in order to add in the beginning of the array, so what we can do is unshift on shift and add the properties as a key value pair. So
text will be to do text, but since the ref will internally do it like this, so if it's so it will be const to do, it will store it like this. So in order to access the to do text, we need to also get the value from it. Now the other field is also also to access this to do text, since we have passed it from here in the view section. The view is intelligent enough to know that it's a ref, and we don't need to add dot value over here. It will automatically know that it will automatically take the value from the to do text dot value. So created at, let's give new date and done as false. Okay, so whenever a user click and dot not click at the rate key down dot and enter. If anybody presses the key enter, then only add a to do. Then if it is clicked enter button, then we will add the to do text dot value, whatever that is been typed in this input value, to the to do's list. And now we have to export it. If we do not add it here, then it will not be available in this view. Okay, so that's done. Okay, now let's add something. So as you can see, it is available here. Now the issue is when we press enter, this value is not gone. So let's remove this value after it is being added in a to-do list. We can do is value is equals to empty. Okay, now it's empty. So as you can see, the second is also available here. So now what we need to do is we need to only show this done button when the to do is not done, and this button on mark as undone when it is done. Okay, so if we go here and look at here, so here we'll only be showing it be if dot done. So if it is not done, we'll be showing it is marked as done, and be else if it is marked as done, then it will show this mark as undone. Let me refresh. So now you can see here it is only showing the delete and done button. Now we need a functionality that if we click on this done button, nothing happens now. Now what we need to do is mark this as done. Okay, there is a check mark here, this is a check mark, and now when we click on it, so mark as done. So for this to be available in the view, we need to return it first. Now let's define the function mark as done. Okay, so for that what to mark as done, so we need to pass an index to it. So we can see the index over here, so it will pass that particular item to do item index, and now we can mark it as done. For that, what we can do is to do's, we'll get the particular to do item and dot done equals to, so now it will be marked as done. Okay, so we can see here and refresh this, and let's say post to do. Now when we click on this done, undone button must appear. So you can see here undo mark as undone button appeared. Now let us add a green background when this to do is done. Okay, so that part is over here, so we can bind it to the class like this. So for the Tailwind class, for that is busy dash green dash 200. So it will only be applied if to do is done. Okay, if the to do is done, it will show the busy green, otherwise it will show the normal. So let me save, and you can see here it is already showing the green color. Now if we mark it as undone, so that functionality needs to be implemented. So let's implement that. As undone, we also need to pass the index over here. So let us return it first, and now let us define the function. So we have to do this similar thing but false. Now let me save and refresh this. Now let us add a to do. Let us add. Now if I mark this as done, it will show the green, and I can undo this. Done and undone, done and undone. Okay, so now let's look into this delete feature. When I click on this delete, it is not working. So now let's work on this. So that is present over here. So at the rate, so again, so we'll remove the to do when we click on this cross button. Remove the to do. Let us first again return it from here and make a function. Remove this. So let us first confirm. Sure. So if they click on the no, it will return false and we will not do anything. Okay, let's test this. Let us test this out. So whenever a user clicks on that delete icon, remove icon button, it will come to this, and if they click on s, so sorry, this is showing the index error because it is not being used. So let me remove this for now. That is just a validation error. So when I click on this, it will ask me, are you sure? So this function will return either true or false. So when I click on OK, it will return true, and when I click on cancel, it will return false. So if it's if they click on yes, then it will go here, and if they click on cancel, then it will just return it from here. Okay. Okay, now let us remove it. Sorry. Okay, let me also show you this. When they click on OK, it will show the removed alert, so it will reach here. So in order to remove an item from the array, we have index over here. We have this splice method in the array, JavaScript array. So what it will, the to-dos will take the index from which it needs to delete. So we have already passed that index that needs to be deleted. So after that, we have to pass how many number of items to delete. So in our case, we'll only be deleting one item. Okay, now I have saved it. Now let us create to-dos. So now if we click on done and undone, it's working on every one. Now let us delete this second to do. If I click on this and click on OK, you can see the second to do is deleted. Similarly, for the third to do, it's deleted. Similarly, for the first one, it also deleted. So you can see that we can add a to do, delete a to do, and mark it as done and undone. Also, we can see here, if we click on the home, we can go to the home page and to-dos page, but these are not being highlighted. So let us fix that. So as you can see here, let us see closely. Now if I go to the home, look at this, all the classes are changing. So what Vue is doing is, so it is adding this router link active and router link exec active to the one that we clicked. So now if I click on to dos, these classes will be moved to this to dos. So you can see here it is moved. Okay, so let us copy these classes and let us go to our that main.css. Okay, so we can use anyone. So let us take the exact active one, and if we are using Tailwind, then we have this apply directory, and we can have like bg dash let's say 600. So it will add this background, so it will add a purple background, a little bit darker purple background to that section. And let me refresh it. Sorry, the background color and the active was same, so it was not showing. So now if we click on this, and it will be showing. Okay, so that's it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.